Hi, I'm a trained retriever, linguist, and founder of Lingua Plus. And today I'd like to talk to you about fluency, the whole concept of it and standards. Mm, it's quite, I would say, controversial right now because well, different institutions try to identify what is fluency at this very stage. Here's again, languages are evolving. People speak different languages at different levels. And the standard European framework of reference of languages um, seems to be quite good, but at the same time, something is lacking. It's the same like when we talk with you about bilingualism. Mm, whom can we call bilinguals? Those who grew up in homes with like two or more languages, or uh, adult, yeah, like adult bilinguals, so those who picked up a second language along the way, maybe being teenager or 20s or later, and now this person like lives in two languages simultaneously. Those are quite interesting questions, and I believe they're controversial questions because for you, if you are learning a language or maybe you're teaching a language, and it's not to get a certificate. For a lot of you, yes, makes sense, but it's actually for real life. Um, you don't have to worry about those concepts because the thing is, you can definitely take into account this reference where you are, but the particular idea of oh, are you fluent? Do you speak like the perfect perfection? Um, I feel that this it is archaic. And the approach should be slightly different. And it also take the pressure off you. If you're not an interpreter, translator, even they actually um, may be really good at what they're doing, but then have some difficulties in like real life conversation. So, anyways, if language for you as a tool to express yourself, to communicate with other people, maybe at work, or perhaps as well, you may teach language. You don't have to worry about this perfection of fluency because when you learn a language, you may learn it in a formal way, and you will see that grammar, basically, it's like mathematics. You get a certain formula for verbs or for nouns, for word order in a sentence. Yeah, and that's it. So when people are saying, "Oh, I'm good in mathematics, but I'm talk about like literature and languages," no, 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 this is a big misconception. Because when you speak a language, or even your native language, you already apply some of this, well, strategies from say mathematics in order to use certain structures, like the order, the logic. So there is logic connected to the language, and we all have our inner compass of logic. And then when you're at university, you may study a subject of logic to kind of get more into it and become more self-aware when you talk about logic. But it exists, it's already there. Therefore, when you study mathematics and you study a language, so they're interconnected. So grammar is okay, it's logic and mathematics. Then vocabulary, eloquence. As we know, in our everyday life, we need a certain amount of words, depending on the context. And people who are studying to work in a particular field, a particular profession, would need that vocabulary. But they don't necessarily say acquire vocabulary from another sphere. So if a person needs to study medicine, and let's say the person is like in US, and we've been now working on a great project Lingua and Brainscape on medical Spanish. So like it's like US students and learning a medical Spanish. So if you're learning medical Spanish, you don't have to learn banking in Spanish, let's say, because um, it's just like waste of your time and space in your head, your memory. And the same like in your own native language, that you may have vocabulary for certain areas of your life where you are active, but you will have no clue about specific terminology in another field. And if you think about it, there are not that many words that you need to learn, especially if we talk about like European languages. And that's great because suddenly you start seeing, oh, if we go like this, like grab a vocabulary, so it's easy. Um, and then if we say that a person uses certain amounts of idioms, set phrases, certain structures, so then this person gets to another level. I would say that it's deeper. Yeah, we could try to quantify and all, but and calculate it. But I believe that it also goes down to you, to your ability to understand the other human being and convey thoughts and how you can connect, how you can communicate. And it's well, it's connected to soft skills, it's connected to communicative approach, it's also yeah, psychology of learning, psychology of well, building relationships. Maybe you're good at building relationships, maybe you're not, maybe you're an introvert. And yeah, there's a fact that research says that for introverts it's much harder to acquire languages because it's much harder just to strike a conversation, especially if you're under pressure that you're going to make a lot of mistakes and people are going to mock you, like laugh, and oh no, it's horrible. So when we come back to the concept of fluency, and I'll just try to look at it um, as something relative, again, abstract, and what you are trying to achieve is just feeling comfortable in your own shoes or speaking another language. And I've been talking about language alter ego, how you could create another personality in another language. So it's part of your self discovery. Work on your personality, alter ego in another language, another culture. Feel how it is for you to be in that another culture and how you express yourself in another language. Not just how you express yourself, oh, which vocabulary you're going to use. No, it's about self-expression, showing up through that language, through the means of that language. Who are you? What are you? What interests you? Um, what kind of emotions you have there inside? What kind of emotional states? What kind of ideas? How you connect to people? What kind of impression you'd like to make? All this stuff, because we are all, after all, unique. As I say, we're similar, but we're different. And also, like we're unique. So try to work more on that because the more natural you are, the more natural you are trying to express your thoughts and emotions in another language without thinking about making mistakes, or even if you're making mistakes, like without, really stressing out about it, but just like keep going, keep talking, keep striking up conversations. So there, I believe you start gaining this confidence that you actually need in order to, say, appear being fluent in the language, or when you also go into some like tests. Like, I mean, for tests, yeah, you need to prepare. But I'm saying this that a lot of people don't feel confident when they speak a language, and when they speak that language, they may be even like at the level of grammar of C1 and vocabulary, vast vocabulary, really eloquent, but lack of confidence really cuts off all the opportunities in the language. So have a look inside, see how you connect, yeah, psychologically. Like for instance, now I'm really self-aware. I started wearing aligners and it affects my pronunciation across all the languages. And some of them it kind of feels maybe better in a way that it's altered, and some of them it's much harder. But eventually, like, who cares? Because if you can be yourself yourself, like expressing your face, your personality. And we all consist of a lot of personalities. And just enjoy the conversation, enjoy what you're doing, the language and the culture, and connect with people. That's the most important. So try to look at it from that point of view, whether you are learning or you are teaching. So now you know how you can encourage as well your students to look at it from different perspective. And if you have anything to share with me, with our team, please start a discussion. And we're happy, well, to talk about this concept.